what was your introduction to figure skating? Like, and how old were you?
Um, so I was 4. I grew up just with my mom. So because my mom and my dad, they've always been separate. My dad lives in Africa. So I grew up with my mom. And by that time, when I just turned 4, we were moving from a smaller village. I would say maybe in East Germany, like 3-4 hours south, to a bigger city. And in that city, they just opened a new ice rink. So it was just by chance. So, and like I said, so my mom had to take care of me by herself, and she was working as a nurse and 3 shifts. So she wanted me to not hang out on the street and do something stupid. So she wanted me to, that somebody is taking care of me. So I always keep saying, so if it would have been like a swimming pool or whatever, so maybe I would be a swimmer, which I guess is, no, skating was a better choice. Yeah.
Yeah, or I guess Germany, maybe soccer.
Yeah, probably. No, and then, so like I said, so we just, so I was 4 and I still can remember it. So she was reading the newspaper and she was showing me that little picture. And it looks quite similar to Learn to Skate. So like the snowplow 1, 2, or 3 kids. And and she was asking me, so you think you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, okay, let's try. So, and I liked it.
So it was group classes, kind of like our Learn to Skate that you got to
Right,
experience.
right.
At what point, or was there a point, I guess, that you were recognized as a more advanced skater? And then, I don't know, what did they do training-wise once they saw that?
So this is actually hard to say because so I grew up in the GDR, so in East Germany, and the wall came down, or the system kind of collapsed when I was 9 or 10. I don't remember. So it was 89. So and I was born in 79. So it means by the time I started, it was more, I would say, Russian-based kind of introduction going into some sports. So it's not like you can choose what you want to do. So you just pick one sport and then you're in or out probably. So I think more kids were in, and then everything was kind of arranged. So I was going to kindergarten, and buses were picking us up, bringing us to the rink, and then we had practice. They brought us back to the kindergarten, so kind of like that. And I mean, what I do remember is, for example, that we started at school, first grade, with 17 kids, and by the time we entered, I don't know how to compare with the US school system, but after 10 years school, we were, I think, 5 left, so it got, every year was, okay, you 2, you have to leave, you 2, you have to leave, you 2, you have to leave, like this. So, and I was still doing figure skating. So I think I was quite good, maybe, talented. And but it was not like one special coach who picked me and who saw something special in me. So it was more like the system was making the decision.
Because it was always like kind of group coaches and group classes.
Yeah, always. I just actually I have to say I started to have not in a group, so like single lessons, I think when I was 25 the first time. So until then I just had group sessions.
Wow. I see, hold on, I'm looking. It looks like Josh asked, did you ever get coached by Judah Mueller?
No. I had a chance. So by that time, I was not in. So Jutta Müller was in Chemnitz. That's the city where I started pairs. And before I was living in Erfurt, which is the next bigger city, like an hour and a half west. And by that time, I was doing single skating. And I can remember that we were three, I would say still talented guys together, training in a group. And there was some kind of training camp. I think it was like 2 or 3 days in a row. And she offered 2 spots. So 3 guys, 2 spots. I was the loser by that time. So I stayed at home. So I never had the chance to work with her. But then after that, when I was moving to Chemnitz, then of course I got to know her a little bit.
So how did you feel after you first started training as a more competitive athlete? And I guess how do you feel this influences or will influence your style of coaching? I mean, hopefully none of your students will feel like losers.
No. But I mean, honestly, this is one thing everybody has to learn. I mean, every champion, everyone you will ask, I think there's nobody on earth who was winning everything till the end, right? So you have to deal with second places, with bronze medals, with fourth places, or even lower, which doesn't mean that you are bad. So it's just making progress step by step. So and no, I mean, the feeling was somebody was taking care of me. That was a good feeling. So I was not just alone and wondering, am I good? Am I not good? Like this, and then it gave you had like a purpose, so what's the point of going to the rink? So, and my point was, okay, I want to get better. I want to get those jumps. I want to get those spins. And then we had competitions with other kids, and so when I lost, so I was not crazy about figure skating, but I was watching everybody else, and then I made my decision. Okay, this is what I want, and it seems to be like that I'm not the worst skater, so maybe I have a chance. So just go there every day and try your best. So, and this is what I think, what I want to give the kids or whoever I'm working with. Just find your own goals. Don't be too stupid, and go step by step. And as long as you have fun and making progress, everything is fine.
We've got Dave Lees here, who is asking, how successful were you in singles, and how were you identified as a pair skater?
Let's say it this way. I was not bad in singles. I was not bad till I was, I would say, 11 or 12. I can remember I had my first breakdown with 11, 12, that kind of age. And I don't know what did go wrong, but I still remember my feelings that I just want to quit for some reason. I don't know. So it was definitely not my mom, not my coach. So it was just inside of me, something. So, and maybe it was just for one day. I don't know. But it felt really, or it still feels really like one moment. I never had this before. And, but still, so we were skating by that time still in categories with age categories and all over the GDR. So like I said, so till 9 or 10 years old, I was the best in my age group. So, and then of course the system changed a little bit. Then we had novice and junior levels. And then there were some other guys showing up, and sometimes I lost. So, and I switched to pairs when I turned 16. And by that time I had 2 triples safe, double axel, and like the 2 triples and the double axel in combination. That was not a big deal. And the third triple was like, on and off, let's say 50%. So I was working on the rest of the triples. But rotation was not my biggest friend. So, and then by that time, I think in my last season when I was like 15, 15 was my last single season. Then a coach By that time, I didn't know her at all. But after I switched to pairs, or after somebody told me who it was, so that was the coach of Mandy Wötzel and Ingo Steuer from Chemnitz. Her name was Monika Scheibe, and she was watching me. Even she started watching me even a year ago or a year before, and she was talking to my singles coach by that time, and she was saying, okay, you know what? I think this guy Robin, he could be a good pair skater. And then my singles coach said, okay, I'm not against this idea, but maybe wait, just give him one more year. Let's give him one last chance. So I didn't know anything about this, but both ladies confirmed the story. And yeah, so it was like this. So Monika Scheibe came up to me and she said, okay, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's set up a tryout. I have a girl, and I just need a good boy, and then yeah, just let's see how it goes.
You're very lucky.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, and you kind of answered Josh's other question there, that he was asking when you got your double axel. So probably by the time you were 15. So at least.
No, earlier. No, double axle. I can't remember. So I know that the single axle came with 6, 7 years old, and double axle, I think it was around 10, 11. Yeah, like this.
So you coached in Europe, Russia, and the US.
Yeah.
Is there a difference in the coaching approaches that you noticed?
There is, yeah, there is, and it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain when you don't see it, when you don't feel it. You know, the atmosphere at the rink. So I think so when I grew up, figure skating was supported by the government, so we didn't have to pay anything. And the same as what I had to deal with in Russia, for example. So the place where I was working, the team that I was working with, that school, they offered the kids free ice, free coaching. So everything was paid by the government. And if you compare this to the US, it's a big difference. So unless I'm wrong, so just tell me if there's a program like this, you know, which offers a skater who has no idea about anything from the first second free ice. I don't think so. So I never heard about one. So.
No, and you've heard from me today that I basically worked 3 jobs, including working at the rink, just as an adult, because I wanted to skate.
So maybe it would be a good idea to start something like this. So, but what I want to say is that of course, if you have if there's nothing to pay for, you have a big group of kids. So everybody can join the group. So. And that's maybe something which, or what makes Russia, for example, so big in figure skating. No, because just at this school where I was working, you know, you have so many kids coming in, and and then the best kids will survive, and they get better support and better coaches, and you know, better camps and stuff like this. So like a hard way to say it is in the US, it's just the money, you know, or most of the time it's the money who makes the decision, or who offers you chances. So, and you know, some kids who cannot afford, maybe they are like the best talents on the planet, and whatever, for ice dance, for singles, for pair skating, but they just cannot afford enough lessons. So, and then in between, I would say there's Germany or Europe in general, and so there you have some schools offering free ice, free coaching, kind of that thing. So more like a club structure. You pay maybe like a small amount of money every month, like a fixed amount of money every month to your club, and the club is taking care of you, that you get, I don't know, like 10 lessons a week. with one of their coaches. You know, so, and yeah, I mean, at the end we see there were Russian champions, there were European champions, there were US champions, you know, like in general worldwide. So I can't say which system is better or which system doesn't work. So it's all plus and minus, yeah. But there's a difference.
Do you think any of that kind of combination will affect the way your approach to coaching is?
Yes, of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, if yeah, for example, yeah, if you have like a wealthy family, so, and they just wanna, maybe they're not that much into success, so they just want their kids to be happy, and they just want to buy their way into skating. So I know places they cannot handle this. They would say, no, you have to be a club member and no other way. You cannot just show up and buy ice and buy a coach for one lesson a week or maybe two. There's just no chance. So this, to my mind, doesn't make any sense, right? So because it could be a win-win situation. And the other way is, if your business is good, your business is growing, and then you have maybe like one student, what I mentioned earlier, so like a talented student, maybe then I think what I learned in Russia or what I learned when I grew up, you know, so then you can offer like a special discount, and you see it more like a long-term situation, you know, to make anything work. So yeah, I hope that helps me.
Yeah. I mean, we do have, you know, in the US, there's, especially right now, especially with Elash Valdez's videos going viral, and, you know, everyone's thinking about diversity in skating. So, you know, I'm based out of New York, so figure skating in Harlem is huge there, and that works off of donations, things. Yeah. And then I think Merrill Davis is involved with a program in Detroit area.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but all this, I think, if there's a chance, and like I said, so it's not all the time about making money. So if you see it long term, I think you can develop something. So, and then every 5 years you could maybe, you know, like a champion. That's good.
So you also got to experience today kind of like what our clubs are like and what the club structure is, and basically what they do or don't do. I don't know. And you also got to see testing today. I think you were pretty impressed with our moves in the field.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this one girl. I don't know which test she did, but I was super impressed because that step sequence was hard.
Yeah, it was senior moves.
Okay, senior moves. That makes sense. That's the last one, right? The last test. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, but that was hard, and it was good quality. So I hope she passed.
Yes, I've known her since she was a child. She's a good kid. Yeah. And Josh is saying, was Rosalia a strong personality? Apparently, they think that adult female pair skaters are a bit aggressive.
Oh. Okay, next question. No, they're not.
Why did you decide to start coaching right after kind of retiring from competitive training?
Did you ask when or why?
Why?
Why? Okay.
It looks like you kind of went, when is a good question too, but if I'm like a crazy stalker person, I should know my facts, right? Like, I think you went straight from, okay, I'm retiring, and then you went to Russia.
No. Actually, the thing is, so I'm really honest. So I started when I was 4. I retired when I was 34. So 30 years skating straight, and I was actually thinking about having a break from skating. So, but then compared to any other job, if you have 30 years of experience, why would you do a break, right? So your one of the best any kid could have, you know, with all your knowledge and what you've gone through. So so the when was, I would say, end of summer 14, when the Russian team contacted me, and when they asked me if I would join the coaching team. So, and I made the decision, okay, yes, I'll do it. So, and this was the when. Like I said, before was just a little random, a little camp here, a little camp there, you know, like.
So were you thinking of coaching, or were you just kind of like,
I was trying to find my place, and I was trying to find my rhythm, my structure. You know, coming out of 30 years, having a coach, at least one coach, telling you when to do exactly, you know, what to do when. You know, Monday you have this, Tuesday you have this, don't come late, boom, 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 don't forget this, don't forget that. So, and then all of a sudden you're on your own by yourself. So, of course, the first week you sleep in every day, but then you get bored. So it's like a never-ending vacation. And like I said, so then I was joining some camps here, some camps there, and I was teaching or coaching single skaters in camps. So this was kind of new to me, like single, because when we skated, when Alyona and I skated, we never did coaching on the side. Not like here in US, you know. So even the champions, sometimes after they finish their own practice, they coach to make some extra money, or make some, you know, like to start something, or to help their own coaches. So kind of like that. And we never did this. We just did go home. We relaxed. We were focusing on our own practice, and that was it. So I never got used to teaching or coaching, and and then like I said, so I was joining all those camps, and I kind of liked it. That's what I have to say. So it was so pretty fast. It was clear that coaching could be something for me, and and then like I said, so after the Russian team contacted me, I was okay. So pairs is what I did the last 20 years. And so I feel pretty confident, and so maybe I can help them. So let's try this. So, yeah.
What qualities do you feel are important to work on and build on as a figure skating coach? So, like, what was it that made you say, "Oh"?
So not everyone who can skate can coach. This is number one. Not every good skater is a good coach. So, and it's different. It's very, very different. So what I learned in my very first skating camp that I was invited, I think I was teaching 8 hours a day, or let's say 7 or 8 hours a day, and I was dead after the first week. I was just dead. I was coming home every night, and I was just going straight to my bed, and I was just off, completely dead. And then I started to watch other coaches, because there was one of the ladies was, I think she was in her late 60s, and she managed the same amount of sessions easily. So because she didn't move that much. So I was still in that role. Okay, I'm a skater, so let me just show you what I mean. So what I want to say is I had to find out a good way how to explain what I see or what I think. So, and that was a big step, because I never had to explain to anyone, you know. So maybe to Alyona or maybe to our coach, but we were kind of we had the same kind of language, you know. So, and or we had our own language.
Right. So, you probably didn't have to verbalize that much.
Right. When you're right. Because we skated on our own level. And we felt, okay, so maybe I have to push a little bit more here, maybe I have to throw a little higher, maybe I have to slow down here a little bit more, you know. And so learning how to get a connection to your student, how to get this out of your head, what you're thinking and what you see. So this was the hardest part, and I'm still learning.
And everyone learns differently too. So
Right.
you're constantly having to adjust.
Yeah.
So what has been the most inspirational moment that you experienced as a figure skating student?
Inspirational. Like
You should have read the paper.
inspirational for me, like for my
Yeah, like when
next
you were
steps.
learning. So you recalled that one moment when you were like 12, which I think it must have been like a preteen thing. I feel like adolescence is so hard because
Yeah.
I was a pianist as a kid, I guess. And like I remember being 12 and I was just like, I'm done. My mom called the piano teacher. She said, uh-oh, she's in one of those modes, And then my piano teacher was like, I'll talk to her. So that was, I remember that day. But I do also remember the day where I said, yeah, like I want to go to conservatory. Like I'm going to practice 8 hours a day.
Yeah. I think one really good moment or inspirational moment was when I had my first European Championships with Iona. I think until then I was just going with the flow a little bit, So I mean, I wasn't moving, to find a partner because I was there in that city in Chemnitz, and then the girls came to that place, to have a tryout with me. So, and it was clear if we start working together, it would be that city. So for me, it was kind of easy. I had my same friends. I was going to school, and then of course I finished school, So this was my area, my hometown, like for like feeling wise. So and then Aljona came and worked out and made sense. We were good and we won nationals, and then we had the chance to go to Europeans the first time. And so until then, nothing was special. Of course, it was a next step. So first time Europeans, and then we finished fourth. And I was skating the long program in a group with what was the name? Totmianina Marinin, for example. Like names which I knew from the years earlier, just names I knew out of the from TV, like big names. So, and I was next to them on the ice. So this was great. It felt super great. And then we had, I would say, the worst long program in our entire history, and we placed fourth. So, and this was the moment when I was thinking, I still can remember. So I was not upset about the fourth place, not at all. So because I knew in that moment, if we skate just a little better, we would have won bronze. So if we skate clean, there's a good chance for us to make it up to the top and stay there. So it was not like like other skaters. So I don't wanna. Nobody should get that wrong, But other skaters would freak out. Yay, fourth place, So and they were skating maybe the best programs of their lives, and we didn't. So and that was, I would say, my turning point in my head. And from that moment, I was really trying to make the best of it, and really trying to focus and try to work in my own way to get better.
What about like your coach's influence? Was there anything there that like special, specific?
I mean, the team spirit, the team spirit of Aljona, Ingo, and me was interesting. Let's say it this way. It was interesting. It was far away from good, but for some reason it worked out. So at least we had success. So, and yeah. So
You're a very team-oriented person.
yes. No, but I mean, we I think after 3 or maybe 4 years skating together with Iona, we started to practice alone, just Ingo, our coach, and us. So that was it. So we had no big team, no teammates, no nothing. So that's why we just were the three of us, and he was doing choreography and she was taking care of the costumes, and so there was no. From time to time there was like a fourth or fifth person involved, but mainly it was just three of us. I would say a good influence until today had my first pairs coach, Monika Scheibe. She was more. I mean, I had no idea from pair skating, and I learned everything from the scratch from her. And she had this mentality, like not like grandma, but like a mom taking care of everything, like guiding you, telling you, what, take your time on the weekend and read something, do something for school, because skating is not everything, like kind of opening your mind a little bit, and yeah, like in a good connection with the parents of the skaters. Yeah, so I try to do a little bit of both.
So what has been the most inspirational moment that you have experienced as a coach? If you've had one yet, I don't know.
Yeah, I had one. The first Europeans with the Russian team. Yeah, first Europeans with the Russian team, because it was in Sweden. I think it was Sweden. 2000 and look, I don't know, 15. So yeah, 2015, first Europeans with them, and by that time I was working a lot with them. So in Russia, the situation was a little bit different. So most of the skating lessons or sessions, there were a bunch of coaches. I would say like 6 or 7. Every single session, just sitting on the bench and watching, and then like how's it called? The chain of command. So the big boss started, then there was a second boss, then it was my turn to say something. So, and the big boss and the second boss, they were allowing me to do my thing a little bit more, because by that time the team that I was working with, they were 4th or 5th maybe in Russia, so nobody was really paying too much attention to them. So, and then we did go to Europeans, and they skated really good, and I think they became 3rd, and they were so happy. And I still remember that as soon as they found out that they got a medal, they were running towards me, and she was hugging me, and he was doing like high five, So, and this was a great moment. So they really gave me that feeling, like, thank you, So I never have to hear that I'm the best or it's just about you, never. But this little respect thing, I liked it.
But kind of, and we've got another question kind of from Dave. Oh my goodness, the team you coached has had so many coaches. They are now going to work with Terry. Do you think that she can add the consistency that has been missing?
I hope so. I really hope so. Actually, that was my first thought when I heard that they switched to that other team. And I mean, honestly, before they were working a little more with the dance teams, and this had a good influence, I would say. Everything looked a little smoother, a little more connected, because was something I always told them, you have to skate more as a team. So you're like two single skaters just skating to the same music. So and now they looked more like a team, and but still missing the jumps. So and I hope that the new team can fix the jumps and just get them going. So because I think they need someone who's every day behind them and just kind of chasing them.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Yeah.
So right now I am in New York, no, close to New York in New Jersey. 2 more days, and then on Saturday I can go back home to see my family again. And didn't see them for 4 weeks, which is the longest time ever. And I miss them. And then we will see. So hopefully I come back soon. So let's hope for that the situation with COVID in Europe and then US that that it still allows me to fly to travel. But I have a good feeling. And then yeah, we will see. So maybe coaching in the US part 2, you know, like this, after our little California experiment adventure. And yeah, so everything is kind of open, but yeah, every single day I'm enjoying. Doesn't matter if it's here or back in Europe. So and yeah, if I get a chance, you know, to help someone, that's all I need.
All right. Well, I will let you go. And thanks again. Thanks again for today and for doing this with us. And hopefully you do come back, not just for me, but maybe we can do some clinics together.
That would be nice, of course, definitely.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.